Guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's one we are talking about replacing bad habits with basically godly good habits, if you want to call it that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Just like to say thank you for everyone who watched my last video. I got 4 likes on it. That's 4 people that took the time out of their day to thumbs up my video. Happy about that. Anyway, let's get into the video. We all have seen the self-help videos online. So we need to replace our bad habits and stop doing them. It's cool and healthy to stop your bad habits, but there is one crucial problem. And I just want to say, this is not AI slop. This is purely just me writing it down, getting my thoughts out. What is wrong is, what do you do with that free time now that you are not doing the bad habit? Let's take, for example, you smoke weed, for example, and that used to take 2 hours of your night. So now, let's just say you stop the habit. You unlocked 2 hours of free time at night. And now you don't know what to do. And if you find yourself not knowing what to do, that is when it's dangerous, and you're going to just feel the urge to do it, right? So it's good to stop the habit, but what are you going to replace it with? So as I said, either leads to empty time with you not knowing what to do, and you'll just replace it with other bad habits, or you replace the bad habits with good ones. Now this is pure biblical teaching to get rid of bad habits, but don't just stop there. You must replace these bad habits so nothing else creeps back in. And even better, the whole point of stopping bad habits is to replace them with good ones. More importantly, good habits to do with God and spiritual things. So things like reading the Bible, having a short prayer with God, just talking to Him, whatever it might be. The list is endless on what you can learn about history, talk to a friend. There's a lot of healthy habits that you can replace bad ones with. And the point of this video is, it's all well and good to stop the bad habits. There's literally nothing wrong with that. But if you find yourself with too much free time now that you've stopped these bad habits and you don't know what to now do, then that's when it gets dangerous, right? Because now you got empty time and you're bored, and you're going to try and fill that time up with something. Whatever that something is important. So just doing things that are also healthy for you are good. Go on a walk in silence, listen to a podcast, meditate, build the man that you believe God wants you to become, journal, all these different things. You can replace all these bad habits with good ones. So just be careful when doing so, that your identity doesn't become apart from Christ, because it's called self-help. And self-help means I am basically my own God, and I am in charge of me getting better. Yes, there is some truth to that, but we cannot take too much responsibility and liability in our life, okay? Because there are things that God controls that are completely out of our jurisdiction, if you want to call it that. And I completely butchered that word, which is great. But sometimes you just get put in scenarios and there's nothing else you can do. For example, if you go start ecom, let's just say one of your family members desperately needs $10,000 and that's basically all you have. Okay, you just give it to your family member, you start rebuilding. What else can you do? So it's not entirely up to you. It is very important that you pray and you ask God to do the right things for you. And mostly you want to do as much as you can on your part and do what you need to do, but hold loosely, because God is the pioneer. He knows where you're going, and the setbacks you get are not setbacks. They might be in the moment, but in the long term, they'll sort you out. For example, I was meant to move to Dubai. Look what's happening in Dubai now. Would I sacrifice that time for my family? No, I would not go to Dubai. 100 times out of 100 now, I would not go to Dubai. I would not live there. It's not worth it for me personally. It's not what I want. Not saying it's wrong for everyone, but I try to give you principles and you apply it to your own life. Not saying my opinion is the one and only opinion, because I got so much to learn. I'm stupid as well. Don't worry. So your identity needs to rely on Jesus Christ alone, not in results from business, not from retiring your family, and certainly not from materialistic things of this world. And that's basically what I've been doing a lot of Bible studies on recently, is not attaching my self-worth to business, attaching my self-worth to Jesus Christ and relying on him. If I haven't got results yet, maybe it's because I don't deserve it. Maybe it's just because I haven't been doing the right things. Whatever it is, it's all in his hands. Beautiful. I'm going to keep trying unless you figure out otherwise, and I shouldn't. But for the time being, I'm going to keep trying, and I'm detaching myself from the results. I'm honestly just having fun, working every day, learning every day, knowing I'm building towards something greater. But if God wants me to move in a different direction, then that's what I'm going to have to do. So that's where maturity needs to step in. Jesus teaches us to have childlike trust to enter the kingdom of heaven. So, what does childlike trust actually mean? It means that we trust God, who is the Father, in whatever he wants us to do. And we still do our part, right? So if God wants you to move in a different direction in life, then we should be ready to do so. If you think about a father and a child, if a dad tells a child, I don't mean me as a son to my dad, when you're actually a child, right? If a dad goes, no, don't do this, do that. For example, don't do basketball, do soccer. It's a really dumb idea, I know. But just take this for example, and then you can apply it. You got to think that the kid is like, my dad told me not to do basketball and to play soccer. I will go ahead and play soccer. I trust in my dad. That's the same concept with trusting God. That's obviously a stupid analogy, but I'm sure you guys can extract the principle from what I'm trying to say. So it's basically having that childlike trust just to do whatever the Father in heaven asks you to do. Even everything up to when you get money, timing of your blessings, trials and tribulations. There are so many things that we have to realize we don't understand and we'll never understand. And this world is a very broken world. It's going to be but a speck when we compare it to eternity in heaven. So do not lose eternity for a speck. Everything is up to the Father in heaven. It is up to us to trust him in what he is doing, and we need to be teachable and we pivot to what he wants us to do. So that's basically the end of this video. I pray that this hits home for most of you guys and we all replace bad habits with good ones and start focusing more of the world to come, not the world we live in. We can see it's a very broken world. We know what's going on in the world and it's a very broken place at the moment. Anyway, God bless. Leave a comment if you want any more advice. Anyway, that's it from me. Peace.